I yield to the other gentleman from Graves 2, for explanation of the bill and motion thereon.
Chair recognizes the gentleman from McCracken for explanation of the bill and motion thereon.
Thank you. I do have 5 precincts in McCracken County. Mr. Speaker, I would like to call for House Committee Sub 1 so we can get this on the board.
Clerk, please report.
House Committee Substitute 1 to House Bill 518.
Gentleman from Graves.
So House Committee Sub 1 just takes the revenue out of the bill, so we had to have had that in there. Move for passage.
Motion is for the adoption of House Committee Substitute 1. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, those in favor signify by voting aye. Those opposed, nay. House Committee Substitute 1 is adopted. Gentleman from Graves.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. House Bill 518 is a very important bill to agriculture and to the rest of the state. The Kentucky State Fair Board manages and operates on behalf of the citizens of the Commonwealth 2 of the premier convention and exposition properties in the nation. This entity and the 2 properties are critical to the prosperity of Kentucky, not just to the Louisville area, but to the entire Commonwealth. They benefit economically and socially benefit from the various agriculture, manufacturing, sporting and entertainment, educational, as well as the diverse convention and trade show events that are hosted on an annual basis. In a normal year, over 300 events are held on the properties. We're all aware of the prestigious agriculture shows hosted and managed by the agencies such as the State Fair, which during the 2 years prior to COVID-19 had attendees from all 120 counties around the state. The North American International Livestock Exposition is recognized as the largest purebred livestock show in the world. And of course, the National Farm Machinery Show, my favorite, the Truck and Tractor Pull, which is the largest ag production and ag business show in the nation with over 300,000 annual attendees prior to COVID-19. The further demonstration of the diversity of these events hosted at these properties, the largest rock concert in North America was held at the Kentucky Exposition Center September prior to COVID. The importance and value of the State Fair and the properties of the Commonwealth is unparalleled. Each year, the State Fair Board properties contribute an estimated $500 million in economic impact to the Commonwealth. Each year, the facilities generate over $40 million in tax revenue to the state and local government, the vast majority going to Kentucky state government. 2/3 of the hotel tax collected in the Louisville Convention and Visitors Bureau is attributed to events held at the State Fair facilities, State Fair Board facilities. Annually, the State Fair Board generates over $50 million in operating revenue. According to the article published in the Courier Journal on January 15, 2020, of the top 15 events in Louisville, 14 were held at the State Fair Board properties. Now that paints kind of a rosy picture, but there is another side to it. The Fair Board has struggled with generating enough income to keep the facilities up and maintained and modernized. And the General Assembly has helped out with money with that in the past, and tobacco settlement money has also gone for that. The Kentucky State Fair Board properties have also played an important role this past year, just serving as a major emergency headquarters for local, state, and federal agencies with regards to public health and safety during the COVID. The team managed these additional unforeseen demands and challenges while serving clients, booking new businesses, and managing infrastructure properties. I mention these points because the agriculture heritage runs deep, as it should, with the Fair Board responsibilities, and this is extremely important in meeting the needs and expectations of events like the World's Champion Horse Show, the Kentucky Beef Expo, various educational conferences and forums, as well as youth events such as 4-H and FFA. The critical skills necessary to manage these growing events also transcends to other areas and include various robotic, technology, manufacturing, educational, sporting and entertainment events, hosting at the two properties. Establishing credibility and professional relationships are critical. Consistent vision, leadership, and management skills of professionalism, honesty, integrity, creativity, decision-making, problem-solving, customer service, utilizing technology, and a strong work ethic are all key components in recruiting and serving clients, many of which are legacy accounts. They're ongoing and depend on the same individuals to meet the expectations year after year, empowering and providing opportunities for professional growth of employees while seeking efficiencies and effectively managing resources and facilities that are the foundation of success and profitability. For the past several years, we've had legislation before this body designed to structure the Kentucky State Fair Board for success. Recognizing again its importance to Kentucky's economy and future, the Kentucky State Fair Board and its management team compete daily with many private sector properties throughout the United States and occasionally other properties, other countries. It is truly an economic impact agency and needs to be structured and managed to run like one, independent of the ever-changing political whims, intimidation, and inefficiency bureaucracy of a few. We witness this now as well as during previous administrations' hierarchy. With little or no experience or expertise in this business area, micromanaging the Kentucky State Fair Board with regards to appointments, personnel, marketing, media relations, property management, procurement, budgeting, and blatantly disregard of organizational structure and the laws of the Commonwealth this legislature has enacted. It is time to fix this situation. Again, clarifying the role and responsibility of the Kentucky State Fair Board, thus positioning the agency to ensure success and not just maintaining the current events and serving the 4 million plus guests, but providing growth. The need is now, as we emerge out of COVID, the State Fair must be able to make sound business decisions based upon sound business judgment and not based on political whim with no consideration for the best interest of all citizens of the Commonwealth. This legislation clarifies the original intent of the law and establishes a structure to be competitive in the marketplace so the economic engine of the Kentucky State Fair Board can be successful, supporting the needs of the Kentucky State Fair Board, diversified clients, and the expectations going forward. To give you a brief rundown of what this does section by section, and I'll be brief. Section 1 and 2 allows the State Fair Board to establish its own procurement framework and regulations while maintaining government oversight of its actions. It realigns the appointments of the State Fair Board while maintaining the involvement of the executive branch and adding legislative branch representation by making the Speaker of the House or his designee and the President of the Senate or his designee as non-voting members. The revisions maintain gubernatorial appointments and allow agricultural appointments to be made by the Commissioner of Agriculture. It amends the existing statute to create a standing seat for the Louisville Convention and Visitors Bureau, thereby putting it on equal footing with the University of Kentucky College of Agriculture, Food, and Environment. And with the enactment of this act, all future appointments to the State Fair shall require Senate confirmation pursuant to KRS Chapter 11. In Section 3, further clarifies the intent of the General Assembly that the State Fair Board is to be governed in an independent corporate structure without undue interference from any department or agency. While the State Fair Board will remain attached to the Tourism, Arts, and Heritage Cabinet, this section unambiguously affirms the independence of the State Fair Board by limiting the purposes and functions performed by the Cabinet to those expressly requested and authorized by the State Fair Board. The revisions contained in this section are critical to the ability of the State Fair Board to function in an efficient, business-like manner, free of changing political agencies and agendas, which continue to handcuff the professional staff from operating these world-class properties in a way most advantageous to the citizens of the Commonwealth. Section 4 reestablishes the ability of the State Fair Board to elect its chair and vice chair from its membership. Section 5, the revision included in Section 5 are to further clarify the clear intent of the General Assembly and dispel any manufactured uncertainty as to the clear and sole authority of the State Fair Board to employ or contract with a president and CEO and such other employees it deems necessary. Section 6 clarifies the authority of the Fair Boards to establish regulations for the proper and orderly operation of the properties under its control. 7 merely contains some housekeeping provisions to more clearly state that the exclusive control of State Fair Board extends to all properties under the custody and control, and to reflect its statutory lien extends to all properties in which it is a leaseor. In wrapping up, the provisions of this bill uniquely address the necessity for operating the Kentucky State Fair Board in an independent, corporate-like manner while incorporating legislative and executive oversight. Mr. Speaker, I move for passage of House Bill 518 as amended by House Committee Sub 1.